In this quick video, I'll show you a few steps that are going to help you fixing your iPhone if it doesn't charge at all. Hey, my name is Shaq, and in this channel, I do help you fixing tech-related issues. So if you're into tech content, consider subscribing to the channel. Last year, I made a video on how to fix your iPhone that wouldn't charge at all. And that video got me almost to 1 million views. And this video is an updated version of that video, providing you more tips and showing you the best way to fix your iPhone if it doesn't charge. So if you want to fix your phone, all you need to do is just stick to this video and follow all the steps in the particular order that I'll be showing them to you, so you do not miss any step in the middle of the process. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the tutorial. Moving into the tutorial, this is probably how your iPhone looks like. You're trying to charge, but it's not charging at all. Obviously, this is not the case of my phone. This is just a picture that I'm using to showcase how the problem looks like when you've got an iPhone which is not charging at all. Okay, you might be in a situation where you still have some battery left as well, but it's just a matter of a few minutes in order for your iPhone to turn off. So first thing is first, the very first thing you need to do is basically replace your charging socket. Okay, so make sure you try replacing the charging socket and see if your iPhone starts charging, because sometimes it's the problem of the socket. Sometimes the socket is actually dead and it's not working properly anymore. If replacing the socket doesn't solve the problem that you've got, try replacing your USB cable. Okay, so if you're using one cable in one socket, try replacing it. Connect a new USB cable into that particular socket and see if it charges. Okay, also try alternating, try different cables on different charging ports. Try combining this cable with this charging port, or the other cable with another charging port or socket. Try replacing it and see if it helps fixing the problem that you've got. If this doesn't help you fixing the problem that you've got, then we need to move into the next step. So moving into the next step, we're going to need our iPhone device right here. The very first thing we're going to do is basically perform a hard restart on our iPhone device. In order to perform a hard restart on an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 7 or an iPhone 5, all you need to do is just hold the power button right here and hold it along with the volume down button located right here. So you need to press both of the buttons like this. Press them and keep holding them for a few seconds until your iPhone automatically reboots. Keep on holding them until you see the Apple logo on your iPhone. So once you see the Apple logo, it's right here. You're going to release the buttons and let your iPhone boot automatically. So this is how you perform it on iPhone 6, 5, and iPhone 7s. Okay, please note that on iPhone 5, the power button is located on top. So you're going to hold and press this button and the volume down on iPhone 5. Now, if you're running a later model of iPhone, if you have an iPhone 8, if you have an iPhone X, 11, or 12, or 13, any of the above iPhone models, in order to perform a hard restart, you need to perform the following steps. You need to tap on volume up and rapidly tap on down and then hold the power button. This is how it goes: up, down, and then hold the power button until you see the Apple logo on your screen. Obviously, this won't show the Apple logo because it's an iPhone 7. So once you see the Apple logo, you're going to release the power button and let it reboot automatically. Okay, so if you got it right, it's up, down, and then press and hold the power button for a couple of seconds. Now, if neither the step number 1 or the step number 2 helped you fixing the problem, we're going into step number 3. On step number 3, you're going to need a toothpick just like one of these ones right here. You're going to take one and you're going to clean your charging port by simply put the toothpick inside of the charging port. So you need to perform this movement onto the left and try to remove as much dust or lint as possible. As you can see in here, we've got lint inside of the charging port. This is very common, so this is a process that you need to perform from time to time. Go to the left and then go to the right. The same process onto the right side as well in order to remove as much lint as possible. Make sure you put the toothpick up to the end of the charging port and remove as much lint as possible from your iPhone device. If this step 3 didn't help you solving the problem, we're going into the ultimate and the last step, which is the step number 4. This is the update of this video basically, and this is a little bit more complex, where we need to open our iPhone device right here. In order to perform this last step, we're going to need a couple tools, which are 2 screwdrivers. We're going to need a spudger as well as a sucking tool in order to open our mobile device. In some cases, if you're running a brand new phone, you're going to need a hair dryer in order to heat up a little bit your phone in order to temporarily melt the glue that stays on the sides of your iPhone. Okay, so this is not always required, but if you find it very hard for you to open your cell phone, you need to heat your phone just for 15 or 10 seconds before moving into the steps that I'm going to show you next here in this tutorial. Please make sure you're performing all the steps while making sure that you have your phone turned off. Next up, you'll need to remove these 2 screws right here by using the 0.8mm star screwdriver. So simply go left to remove the very first screwdriver. Make sure you keep it on a safe place so you do not lose the screwdriver. Remove the other one. These are super tiny screwdrivers, so make sure you perform the steps with caution. Okay, remove both of the screwdrivers and keep them on side. Next up, with the help of the spudger, you're gonna press the spudger right here. Make sure you do not attach the spudger on top of the button right here. Do not do this. Keep it right here, just a few millimeters above of the home button. And once that's done, you're going to hold your phone tight and simply push the LCD screen up with the spudger. If it's not coming out, make sure you just go a little bit more down, but do not reach the home button right here. Press it and then push it again. Once you push it, you're going to find a little bit of space in here, and you need to attach the spudger and then keep on moving the spudger all over around the iPhone. And this will eventually deattach your LCD screen from your body right here, from your iPhone body. Now, once that's done, you're going to hold tight your iPhone device and remove the sucker tool from here. Okay, keep it aside and keep on following the tutorial. Now, after disconnecting or detaching it from your device, do not just pull it up. This is going to damage the cables that are connected to your LCD screen. So you need to be very, very gentle and follow these steps very carefully. Most of the iPhone models out there do have their connectors located here on the right side of the iPhone. So a few cable connectors. So you need to be very carefully while opening your LCD screen, and you need to open it gently onto the right side and slowly to make sure that you do not damage any wire or cable. And here we go. As you guys can see, we've got here a few wires connected to the right side of your mobile device. Do not fully open your device. You just need to open it up to 90 degrees, just like this. Now, you'll need something in order to keep on helping the phone to stay in this position. In my case, this is the closest thing that I've got right now, so I'll just use it to keep my phone resting here on this object right here. Now, the only iPhone models which have their connectors located at a different location are the iPhone 5, 6, and SE models, as well as the iPhone 12 and 13 models. Now, I've got an iPhone 6 in here just to showcase. The connectors are actually located on top of the phone. And since they're located on top of the phone, you're going to open the LCD screen onto the top or upwards, and you're going to keep it in this position. So you'll need to have something here at the back in order to support the phone so that it doesn't open completely, because you shouldn't open it beyond this. You need to keep it on 90 degrees, just like I'm showing it to you in this position. Please note that this is the same way to open on iPhone 5 and SE as well. Now, if you have an iPhone 12 or 13, please note that the connectors are located on the left side of your iPhone device. So you'll need to open it onto the left, okay? Like open the LCD screen onto the left and keep it resting on 90 degrees. Do not open beyond 90 degrees, otherwise that might damage cable connectors. We are now inside my iPhone 7 Plus, and trust me, the next step is very easy and simple. If you've made it this far, congratulations, because you've done basically 90% of the entire process. The next thing you need to do is basically find the battery connector on our iPhone and simply disconnect it from our iPhone device. Make sure that you do this using the spudger and that you do not use any metal tool, okay? Do not use any metal tool, because that is going to create a circuit breakout in here, because metal tools conduct current. So make sure that you use something made up of plastic, such as the spudger, that can be found in the description box below. For me, the battery connector is right here. It's this thing right here. So what we'll be doing here is basically disconnect the battery from the iPhone and reconnect it. That's very simple. So here's my battery connector. I'll use the spudger in order to simply unhook the connector from the motherboard. And that's it. It's now disconnected. You then need to wait for 5 minutes to reconnect the battery into the motherboard. Once 5 minutes have passed, simply use the spudger again to reconnect by applying a little bit of pressure here to reattach the battery connector. If you find any issue using the spudger, you can also use your hand in order to reconnect the battery connector. Now, the location of the battery connector is usually here on this side. It varies from phone to phone. So here's a quick guide on a few precautions that you need to take depending on your iPhone model and where your battery connector is actually located on your phone. So on all iPhone 5 models, the battery connector is located right here. If you have an iPhone 6, this is where your iPhone battery connector is going to be located. If you have a brand new phone, there might be the possibility of finding a flat platter protection cover just like this one right here. If you find this in your mobile device, all you need to do is just unscrew this protection platter and then disconnect your battery connector. Your battery connector will be found underneath this small platter that protects your connector. Now, moving up, if you have any iPhone 7, this is where the battery connector is actually located. If you have any of the iPhone 8 models, this is where the battery connector is located. If you have the iPhone X, this is where your battery connector should be located. If you have the iPhone 11 model, this is where your battery should be located. If you have an iPhone 11 Pro Max, this is where your battery connector is located, on the right side of your iPhone. If you have an iPhone 12, this is where your battery connector is located, on the left side of your iPhone device. If you have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, this is where your battery connector should be located, on the left side of your iPhone device. If you have an iPhone 13, this is where your battery connector should be located, on the left side of your iPhone. If you have the iPhone 13 Pro Max, this is where your battery connector should be located at. Once this is done, we're going to close our iPhone device slowly and very gently. You then need to find a way of attaching it properly to its main position, okay? Make sure it's aligned properly. Double check here on top of your phone, because normally it has clips right here. So you need to make sure that they are actually inside your iPhone device properly, like this. And then close your iPhone device. While closing your iPhone device, make sure you start from the top all the way to the bottom, like this, okay? Closing it, and closing it. Same thing you're gonna do on the other side, from top all the way to the bottom. And lastly here, you're gonna close it like this by pressing it a little bit. Next up, the last thing you need to do is screw your screws back on by using your screwdriver. So all you need to do is just come closer to the screw, and the screwdriver is gonna attract the screw because it has magnets. Next up, you just simply need to put the screw here in the hole. Make sure you put your phone here on the charging port so it doesn't go inside your charging port by mistake. Okay, just put it over here and then simply screw it to the right using your screwdriver. Leave it and go on with the second screw. Put it into the hole, closing the charging port with your finger, and then screw your screw up to its max. and then try turning on your iPhone once again. Please note that this is the very first diagnose that they're going to do if you take your iPhone to a service center. So if you can't do this at home, just try it at home. You might fix your iPhone without spending any money. If this doesn't help you fixing it, I'm very sorry, but you might be facing a hardware issue, which is you might replace any piece or part of your iPhone device, such as your motherboard or your battery. There might be a problem with any of these parts of your iPhone. So in that case, you'll have to replace it in the service center. So this was it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this video really helped you, do like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me in getting recommended here on YouTube platform, so that I can reach out to more people and consequently help more people with the same problem as yours. My goal is to help as many people as possible. Thank you for watching Fixed by Shaq, and I'll see you in the next one.